Hi, I'm Christopher Warnock of Renaissance Astrology. Today I'm going to talk about Algol, specifically in terms of spiritual protection and protection from enemies. And then I'm going to talk about my Algol and fixed star blitz. So Algol is without a doubt our most powerful spiritual protection talisman. Um, and when people come to me and they say, I'm cursed, or I'm suffering from spiritual attacks, or I'm worried about enemies, I need some protection, then Algol is the one I suggest first. And so it really is an incredible tool in our arsenal, and something that I'm very serious about myself. And one of the things that's interesting as I've gone through this practice, I learn more and more. And one of the things that was taught to me by a magical adept who's really focused on protection magic and protection against curses and enemies was these different manifestations of Algol. And what they taught me about in particular was the difference between the black Algol and the white Algol. And these are just, again, very sort of manifestations of Algol. And the black Algol is the most powerful, and what it does is it'll actively throw back anything that's been thrown at you, as long as it's just. This is the manifestation of Algol that's going to go out and actively protect you, shut down those threats to you, deal with the enemies. Again, so long as it's just. It's not just viciously attacking people. It's not just going crazy with that, but it has to be just. But this is, like I said, the strongest manifestation of it. And we have some specific black agate Algol talismans. You can see these here. These are, again, without a doubt, our most powerful talisman. And in terms of Algol, it's probably the most powerful. Again, so long as you're willing to work with that protective, reactive force. The other option is the white Algol. And white Algol is basically, rather than being active like the black Algol, is passive. And it acts like a shield or a filter. And so it's going to protect you against, again, malefic spiritual attack, protect you against your enemies, but in a much more, as I said, passive way. And so the bronze Algol talismans that we have, you can either do these in the black or white Algol style, depending on how you approach. You can use different altar cloth, different candles. Like I said, black Algol would have black candles, white Algol would have white candles. And then also what you're asking for. And my tendency is to work with white Algol. I mean, I don't feel myself to be under massive serious attack. I sort of use Algol as a way of clearing out a lot of negativity. And I think anybody, at all in public, eye at all, but even just with social media now, we're constantly interconnected and everything, and there's lots of negativity and jealousy going around. And this, even if it's unconscious, strong negative, I should say, vibes toward you can reflect as a spiritual attack. And just so you can see this is the Algol image that we provide as a meditation image with our Algol talismans, whether it's a black or the white Algol. And you can see more about the black and white Algol. There's a link there on the page that gives a lot of detail about it, how I found out about it, how I was taught about it, and just basically the ins and outs of it. So I think that, again, what's cool about this is that we really have a choice in terms of how we want to, do this interaction. And, some people, the white Algol, I mean, again, for me, it's, I don't feel like I'm really under such serious attack that I need to have the black Algol. I can just do the shielding. Other people, like, I need the maximum power, maximum strength. I really am being unjustly attacked, and I need somebody to help me deal with this and help clear it out. So again, I think that's useful to have that choice. Bronze Algol, like I said, you can use for both. We have the black Algol agate talismans in stock. White agate we're sold out of. I would hope to eventually have some more of those, but for now we just have the black agate, and we try to keep in stock with bronze. The black agate we only have a limited number of, so those will still sell out. If you're watching this video much after June of 2024, we may be sold out of the black agate. So again, check those out. Now, in the style of practice that I use, which is a devotional practice, the focus is really not on the talisman. It's not really looking at it as a battery or some kind of accumulation of energy, but rather it's sort of like having a cell phone as a way to contact the angel. And so with Algol, again, the power, and this is in my view, I mean, you could take a different view of it, is coming from your ability to connect with the spirit. And so what you want to be doing with that is doing regular consecrations. I mean, all of the Renaissance astrology talismans are consecrated when they're made, but when you get the talisman, you want to do a consecration to connect yourself, to introduce yourself to the spirit of the talisman and start building that relationship, because that relationship is going to really where the power is going to come from. And you're directly dealing with the spirit, with the angel of the talisman. Now, I've gotten, I almost say a little out of control with this. I have a daily Algol consecration, and I don't recommend that to people necessarily, because it's first of all, you need to be able to figure it, with a full chart election. There's not software out there that's going to be able to tell you, because I'm using rising or culminating. If you're going to do it every day, you can only do one factor election, and therefore I'm going to be focusing on rising or culminating. If you don't know how to figure out for the specific degree, which is 26 Taurus, is rising or culminating, then you're not going to be able to do this daily. The other problem with the daily is that it shifts 3 minutes earlier every single day. So it's constantly changing. And so in order for me to keep track of it, what I have to do is I have to have a reminder every single day to do the calculation. So I get the reminder, and then I have another reminder, which I have to set every day to tell me when the time is. And even then, I'll slip up and forget it. And I don't want people to get into the sense of like, oh, I screwed up, or I made a mistake, or that sort of thing. It's just, you don't want to be freaked out about enemies and then adding on some kind of self-induced freak out about you made a mistake. So that's what I would say about it. I mean, obviously, if you're called to that, I feel a very strong connection to Algol. I feel like really I do get a tremendous amount of protection, and it's really helpful to me, and I like the daily connection. But people come to me and they say, what do I do? I want to punch up the power of Algol, or I want to reconnect with Algol. How can I enhance my my relationship with Algol? And I'll say, do a reconsecration. Now, but I had somebody who said, I want to do more than just one consecration. What could I do? And I thought about it, and what I came up with was what I feel like is a perfect solution. I call it the Algol Blitz. And you could use this for any fixed star. So what this is a series of 10 consecrations. And you do it once a week for a week, and then once a week for a month. So you've got week 7, right? And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so a total of 10 over the course of that month. Okay, and so it just seems to me to be perfect. When I thought of it, I'm like, this really is a great solution. Now, what's so great about this? I said, first of all, you're starting off by doing this very intense daily consecration, okay? This is building great strength because you're doing this constant repetitions quickly after each other, okay? Then it maintains that intensity. You bring it up to that and maintain that intensity by continuing it for that month. So you're going to, again, weekly after that. So you have really sustained and positive focus and really attending to the connection. And this really reminds me of, for example, you make a vow, to do, and all sorts of spiritual vows, but like, for example, novena, 9 repetitions, or you're going to do it a specific sequence of times, because that repetition really builds power, okay? And the other thing that builds power to it is the fact that you've made this vow and that you keep it. The spirit, the angel really appreciates that, you're really making the effort here. This is really going out of your way, making the effort. And by doing it so quickly within like I said, a short period of time, it really builds the intensity. And so I think these are really, an excellent, like I said, the Algol Blitz, really a great way to focus and maintain that connection and punch up the connection with Algol to really maximize the power of the Algol talisman that you've got. And so a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, these are rising or culminating elections. Okay, so we're just putting Algol, or if we're doing it for different fixed star, rising or culminating. People will come and they'll be all worried about this, that, or that factor. It's like the reality is if you're going to do it every day, okay, you've got to do a 1-factor election. Okay, it has to be, if it's daily, it has to be something that's capable of being done every day. And if you've got a whole bunch of extra factors in, you're freaked out about the 5th house or whatever, you're not going to be able to do it every day. And this goes into my discussion of high and low intensity encounters. Now, high intensity has a lot of astrological factors, but you can't do it very often. Okay? You're going to do it once a year, whatever, once every 6 months, once every 5 years or something like that. Can you get all those factors coming together? And so it's very powerful, but it just doesn't happen very often. If you do a one-factor election like rising or culminating, the fixed star, then you can do it every day. And the power there comes from the fact that it's day after day after day. And so that has a definite power of itself. And what I like to think about, as I said, think about this. You got a friend, and you get together with them. And what you do is something super intense, like you're like go over the weekend, you're like whatever hang gliding, or whatever. You got some amazing adventure travel stuff, or you go to Paris and you have some intense thing, and you go to these amazing restaurants, or whatever you do. But you do the super intense stuff with them, but only once a year. Or you have this friend that basically all you do is go and hang out with them, but you do it every day or every couple days. Who are you going to have the best friendship with? Who are you going to have the strongest relationship with? I suspect it may be with the person that you see every day. So that's what I would say about this in terms of, more isn't always better, in terms of just raw strength. And so you just kind of use it judiciously. But what I like about this is just really, like I said, this is a blitz. This is a way to really braze that intensity, to show your appreciation to the spirit and really put the effort in yourself. Because if you're talking about one election with lots of factors, it's not necessarily that hard for you to do it. Now, again, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, that shows some effort. But this, when you're doing it every day, that shows some real dedication. And that's going to be reciprocated by the Spirit. So, again, I was really excited about thinking of this. And, again, what this is allowing you to do is, you may not, some people, they can't do this. They're not going to, their schedule's not going to fit. But a lot of people, they can do it for a week. Okay? Maybe they can't do it every day, but they can do it for a week, every day permanently. So what you do is, again, and what I thought was, okay, you don't even need to know how to do this yourself. You can get the blitz from me, okay? So I've set this up on my website. You can order this from me for me to do these elections for you, okay? So what you do is with the first consecration, you make a vow to Algol to do the complete blitz, and then you go ahead and do it. Now, if you know how to do this a specific degree rising or culminating by yourself already, then you're all set. But if you don't know how to do it, or you want me to do it for you, you can order the Algol or the fixed star blitz, okay? And then you can see the link there. The cost is $150, okay? That's half the cost of individual consecration elections, okay? And that's for me to spend the time to go ahead and find that for you. So once you do the order, then you can email me, and you can see the contact information there. And what I need to know is your city and state, or your city and country, and then the start date. Okay? And the thing is very important, though, is you cannot, absolutely not, try to just fit Algol or fixed stars into your schedule. Okay? You've got to make this your top priority. Okay? You can't expect the heavens to orient themselves to conveniently fit into whatever schedule you've got. What you have to do is be willing to work with the heavens, whatever they're bringing to you. So in other words, you need to have 24 hours a day open for this, okay? And definitely for the first week. You're going to have, and again, you have to, that whole week, and have to have it open, okay? So if you can't do that, if this can't be your top priority, if you've got too much other stuff going on, this cannot be fit in. I cannot do a schedule where you're calling and say, oh, it has to be on Wednesday, don't do it before 3, but on Thursday after 5. Not possible. Again, you need to orient to the heavens rather than trying to expect the heavens to orient to you. And that's part of what the power of this is. Because this is a sacrifice on your part. This is a dedication on your part. And if you want the power to come to you, you need to be willing to make that sacrifice. You need to be willing to make that dedication. And then the power is going to flow to you. So like I said, order it. Give me your city and state, or city and country, and then the start date for the first week. And for the weekly elections, for after the first week, for the next 3 weeks, you can pick the day. Okay? So we can alter it in terms of picking the day if you want to do that. But again, you need to have 24 hours available on that whole day. Again, I just want to emphasize that. Don't say it needs to be on, for the first thing you got to have all 7 days, but don't say I'll have to adjust the times. You need to have that 24 hours available. So very cool. Like I said, check it out. If you're thinking about, how can I increase the power of the talisman, and this could be, you could use this for any fixed star, not just Algol, but in particular for Algol. Like, you've got this talisman, you want to have the power increasing on it, you want to have the maximum power of that what's a great way to punch up that power? Or if you've had it for a while, how do I want to remake that connection? Algol Blitz. Definitely, I'm excited about this and hoping that people will take advantage of this. Again, it's a way of me spreading my devotion to Algol, just showing how much, I care about Algol, to make this available both with talismans or through the Algol Blitz. So very exciting. Lots of different ways of working with this. And this is kind of, as I've gone through my devotional practice, I'm getting more and more ways for you to work with the planet. So I could talk about the Daily Planetary Practice. You can see a link to that. Planetary Charity. And again, now the Algol Blitz as another way of adding into this. We're really, developing this devotional practice and using this as a way to, again, punch up the power, but specifically to show our dedication and to improve the relationship with the planets, which really, and the stars and the other celestial factors, which really is the essence of the devotional practice. That relationship, doing what you can, within reasonable bounds to have a good relationship, is really the essence of the devotional practice and really the root of the power of it. So again, check out our Algol talismans, both the bronze and the black agate Algol, also the Algol Blitz, and then you can also see a link to all our currently available talismans there. And again, as always true with Renaissance astrology talismans, if you're serious about buying one, you can contact me and send me your date of birth, and then I'll be happy to make recommendations. I can definitely check out whether Algol's compatible. Almost always fixed stars are compatible. It's almost, you very, very rarely have a problem with that. But I'd be happy to check the compatibility of a specific talisman or to make talisman suggestions to you. So again, contact me if you're serious about getting a talisman. But I was very excited to come up with this for the person. And I thought, what, I need to share this with everybody and really allow people to have that connection and to have the, through the Algol Blitz. So again, check those out, and I hope you will, take advantage of this and be as, enamored of Algol as I am.